If this season were called It's Giving Blank and you had to fill in the blank, what would it be called?
This year is giving growth. I could literally do a whole channel on Shaq and his generosity.
Have you ever met him in real life?
Never. I would love to.
Dang.
Hopefully he gets one of these stories that I tell him.
I'm going to tag him. Shaquille O'Neal, sir, this man knows all your stories.
We spend so much time on social media. 99% of it is so toxic.
Oh my gosh.
It's so toxic. You put your phone down, you never feel better after scrolling.
Yep.
You always feel worse. Man, there's such a lack of positive content, and even when I go to search for it, I can't find it. So I said, why don't I just create it?
Do you think marriage is valuable?
I think there are a lot of men that do want to get married, but I think the question is, do men with options want to get married? Men who are financially successful want to get married? I think that's the real question. I tell my wife this all the time. I say, if in another lifetime I was rich and successful and I had to find somebody, I think I would play a character of someone who didn't have much.
Men get really upset about monetary success. They feel so judged by it, but it's the same way how a woman is judged by her beauty. Men want an aesthetic. They want a beautiful woman. For women want safety and security, and that involves monetary provision.
Proposing was one of the scariest things I've ever done. I look at marriage as a forever thing. I wanted to make sure that I was right, that I was mature enough, that I was established enough, treat my wife the way that I think she should be treated, deserve to be treated, etc.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, please hit that button below so you can get subscribed. Hit that bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. Now, every week we are bringing y'all the goods, okay? The real, the raw, the ugly, and today I have to tell you guys, this man is very special. One of my very good friends said to me, oh my God, this man is the best storyteller you're ever gonna meet. This man has such an incredible story. This man has actually been married for 8 years. So for those of you that are excited about marriage, we're going to dig into that too, because he's been together for 14. You know I got some questions. And without further ado, can we please give it up to Storyteller of the Year, Brand Creator of the Year, Clothing Line Creator of the Year. We got Greg on the podcast. Hi.
Oh man, can I just take you everywhere with me? Hype me up and give me that type of intro?
I would love to. Yes. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, so I have to ask you.
Yeah.
If this season were called It's Giving Blank and you had to fill in the blank, what would it be called? And you have to say it's giving.
This year is giving growth.
Break that down.
Yeah, so I think growth is where all the magic happens.
Absolutely.
So this season is giving growth mentally, physically, spiritually, energetically, and financially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like growth is also where the pain is at.
It's part of the growth.
Yeah.
You can't have the growth without the pain.
Ooh, child.
You can't. There's no such thing.
Yeah. I think I'm in a season of growth as well, which also comes with pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like learning,
Definitely.
creating, reestablishing, recreating the establishment.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of those ways is I'm newly engaged. And you said, thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful. First of all, actually, let's rewind. No, actually, I want to dive right in. You've been married for 8 years, but you've been with your girl for 14, your wife for 14 years. How long were you engaged before you got married?
So we got engaged in January and then got married in October. So
you're only engaged for 10 months.
Yeah.
Which means if you were together for 14 years, you were dating her for 5 years.
I was.
What took you so long to pop the question?
So proposing was one of the scariest things I've ever done.
Why?
Simply because I look at marriage as a forever thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be so sure that not only did I want to be sure, but I wanted to make sure that I was right, that I was mature enough, that I was established enough to provide and treat my wife the way that I think she should be treated, deserve to be treated, etc. And I'm someone that's a bit of a perfectionist, and I like to have all my ducks in a row, and I didn't want to play around with that decision. So maybe it took a little longer than it needed to, but here we are today.
Can I ask how young you are?
I'm 44.
You're 44, so you started dating her at 30.
Yeah.
Proposed at 35.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like when you're younger, it's okay. And I feel like most men don't really hit their stride until like 45 and 55.
Exactly.
So I'm less like looking at you a little crazy. But once you pass 35, I'm like, what is taking you so long? When you know yourself, I'm
Yeah.
like, but I feel like 20 to 35, have fun, enjoy,
Yeah.
learn, try it out. Don't try it out.
Exactly.
Was she okay waiting 5 years?
She didn't like it.
Okay.
She would have done it a year into it, but
Most women would.
I just don't think I was there yet.
So what changes before you get engaged? Like before you pop the question?
I think a lot of growth takes place, and because to fall in love and to be infatuated with someone, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But to think about spending your life with someone, you got to make sure you're aligned on a lot of things.
Yeah, buddy.
So spirituality, raising kids, finances, all those things have to merge together. So it's not just cutesy dates and everything is happening, because you're going to go through some tough times together.
For sure.
And that's how you know if you're with your person or not.
Yeah.
Is how you handle those tough times, how you handle disagreements.
Yeah.
And I reflect a lot.
Yeah, me too.
So if I feel like I'm not all the way there and I can't give you 100% to continue this lifelong journey, then I just wanted to let it get to that point before I pop the question.
Truly.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because I understand what you're saying, and taking age out of it, I also start to think about, when I think about engagement, right, prepared to be married or whatever it is, the truth is you're never going to go through the perfect amount of tests before it's time. I personally think that a man knows if this is his wife within 6 months. And then when you propose is up to you. But you know in that first 6 months, if this woman has the qualities, the character, the love, the nurturing, the essence, the energy of the woman that he would want to marry, if he's intentional inside of his dating. Now, sometimes time, you know, it's not always about the time. I think also that sometimes people are together for 6 years and may not know someone as well as someone that has dating someone else for 6 months, you know? So were you intentional in dating?
I was intentional. And I agree with you. I also think that people know, but how can I say this? It's almost like a part of them knows, but maybe it hasn't made its way to their conscious mind. Maybe something energetically they know, or their subconscious mind knows, but it hasn't really made its way to the forefront yet. So I feel like that was a situation with me. And it was almost like a part of me knew, but I just hadn't convinced the rest of me that this was the person.
Do you feel like people are energetically tied? Like there's like a fate that happens in relationships?
100%.
Really?
100%. I do. There's been so many stories and those are some of the stories that I tell about people.
Tell us some. I need to know.
Okay, so one of the craziest ones I've ever heard was this couple named Alex and Donna.
Okay.
They're from Florida. They met as adults. They got engaged, and they're planning to get married.
Yeah.
They're at Donna's family's home.
Okay.
Going through photos to get the montage ready for the wedding. So Alex comes across this photo of Donna and her family at Disney World. And Donna and her siblings are standing next to a character. And he's like, oh, this is cool. You know, me and my family took a trip to Disney. This is cute to see. So he's looking at the picture even more, examining it. And he sees a guy in the background behind them. And he says, you know what's funny? This guy in this picture looks like my dad. And they say, well, that can't be your dad. This picture's from years ago.
Yeah.
And he says, I know, but it looks like my dad. So he keeps looking longer. And then the man in the photo is pushing a stroller. The kid in the stroller, he looks at it and says, that looks like me in that stroller. So they're like, there's absolutely no way this is possible. So at this point, Donna's trying to move on. He's like, nah, I'm stuck on this. So he says, I have to make sure that this isn't some crazy coincidence. So he calls his parents and says, what year did we go to Disney World? Now, keep in mind, Donna's family is from Florida.
Yeah.
This man's family is from Montreal. So,
Canada.
Yes, completely different country. So he has his mom on the phone and she says, we went in 1980. And he asked Donna's family, when did you guys go? We went in 1980. And he said, all right, I need you to find the photo and describe to me what my dad was wearing, what I was wearing on that trip, and describe the stroller. She gets the photo, describes everything. It was him and his dad in the background of their photo from 1980. They didn't meet until 15 years after this photo, and they didn't discover the photo 22 years after this photo was taken. So it was them in the background the whole time. And so again, they're from completely different countries. They just happened to be at that same spot, and it was captured.
And 37 years later, they got married.
They got married. Yeah. And they even went back to Disney World and recreated the photo with their family.
What?
So she was with her daughters next to the character, and he was pushing his son in a stroller behind the character.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, have I ever been in a picture of her?
So when I told the story, that's what everyone was saying. Let me go back and check my photos. Let me go back and check my videos. And now it's probably easier but back then all you had was film.
Right.
You didn't have phones.
Photo album.
Yeah, a camera, you
Right.
you lugging something like this around.
Facts.
So the fact that they had crossed paths that long ago and end up, I mean, there has to be some tie.
There has to be. I mean, that is just like so serendipitous.
Yeah.
Like so like God touched, so anointed that they would actually end up being married. That's crazy.
And I don't believe in coincidences.
No.
I believe things are always lined up. You may not know it, and you may not ever know it, but I don't believe in that. But they call it the red string theory. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No.
So the red string theory is that we're all connected,
Yeah.
but then people who are romantically involved, they have a special what's called the red string where they've crossed paths at different points of their life, and they didn't, and a lot of times they don't know it unless a situation like this arrives or it's revealed or it's captured.
So how do you know if you have a red string with someone?
I don't know if you know or not. I think unless it's a situation like that, I don't think sometimes people go their whole lives and probably don't even know it.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So crazy.
That is crazy. Look, y'all, you got to let us know in these comments. Have you ever go back, look at photos and let us know if you're one of those people that have you met your spouse or your boyfriend or your fiance before they were your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, or fiance. That's wild.
Yeah. And so when I told that story, people started reaching out to me with their own stories. And my inbox was just flooded. Oh, you think that's crazy? Wait till you hear this.
Oh, tell me more.
Oh, absolutely. So there's this couple, Brad and Kelly.
Okay.
They're from Alabama.
Okay.
And they met at 25 years old, got married, had 3 beautiful kids, beautiful family, very traditional. But the way that they met is the intriguing part. So Brad's mom worked at an office. One day, a new hire walks in. And when Brad's mom meets the girl, she says she felt instantly connected to her. Had no idea why. So Brad's mom is in charge of the office calendar. And she says, what's your birthday? I want to add your birthday to the calendar. And she said, my birthday's February 15th. Brad's mom says, oh, get out of here. My son Brad has the same birthday. And then the girl said, oh, that's cool. I'll be turning 25 this year. And she said, my son's turning 25. You're the exact same age. So they talk a little bit more. And then Brad's mom asked her, where are you from? And she says, I'm from Coleman, which is a small town in Alabama. Mm-hmm. So Brad's mom pauses for a second. And she says, and because Coleman's a very small town, she said, is your middle name Marie? So then the girl is freaked out.
Right.
And she says, this is weird. How do you know my middle name? She said, well, when I gave birth to my son, me and your mom shared a hospital room because you were born on the same day in that same hospital. And the girl says, there's no way. And so she called her mom and they confirmed it. And indeed, Brad's mom and her mom had shared a hospital room. So she calls her son Brad and says, hey, I found the baby. Brad knew exactly who she was talking about, even though they hadn't seen this baby since they got discharged from the hospital. But Brad's mom had always told him, I think that baby is your soulmate. She said that to him his whole life. He didn't pay any attention to it. So even on the phone, he's like, yeah, whatever, mom. That's cool. You found her, but what do you want me to do about it? And she's like, please come meet her. And he's like, I don't really want to meet her, but I'll do it just for you. So a few days later, he comes to her office. They meet and they just exchange pleasantries, honestly, just for the mom. Don't hit it off. No chemistry, no connection. So Brad's mom is disappointed. She's like, man, I know this girl is right for him, but she doesn't say anything else about it. So this is back in the MySpace days. So
Yeah.
those two connected on MySpace, and he wished her a happy birthday because they have the same birthday. Then ended up going back and forth, and then decided to actually go out on a date. Sparks flew. They fell in love, and now they're married. But they met on literally the first day that they arrived on to this earth.
Right.
And Brad's mom sent me photos of them side by side in the hospital room while the both moms were recovering.
That is crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
That is just so like, it's like so serendipitous. Like it's so like wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean that that's definitely not a coincidence. It just doesn't line up like that for some. I think it happens more often than we know. But
We just don't know.
we just don't know it.
I got questions. I'm gonna be like, baby, let me see some photos of you when you was a child or whatever. I don't know, different trips. That is wild. You know what I wonder, like, cause I've seen you tell stories of like just good acts that are done and good things that people have done or celebrities where they've chimed in and done really just huge blessings for others. And I saw you say something about Shaq, but I can't remember the story. It was something about a wedding. Do you know what story I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Please tell me
Yeah.
this story.
Yeah, so and this was a recent story.
Oh,
So this was only maybe a couple months ago.
shut the front door.
Yeah. So Shaq was in Long Island, New York.
Okay.
And him and his team were driving around. He had to use the bathroom. So they pull over at the first spot that they find, and it's a bridal shop. So Shaq goes in, he uses the bathroom, and as he comes out, people start to recognize him. Oh, that's Shaq. They start taking pictures and showing him love, and he's just trying to get out of there. But Shaq being Shaq, he takes some time for them. So then as he's leaving, he gets to the door, then he stops, he turns around, he goes back to the front desk. And then he asks which one of you works here? And the girl says, oh, I work here. He said, everyone that's in this bridal shop, their dress is on me. I'm picking up the tab. Here's my credit card. I don't care who's in here. I don't care how many people. I got it.
That is so dope.
That's so dope. Yeah, and I have so many Shaq stories of him doing stuff like that. But yeah, he from what I hear, he's just an amazing, big-hearted person.
Yeah, he's done our show. He is a big-hearted person,
Okay.
for sure. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I can't wait to be able to do that for people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I'm most excited about just in life and inside of the building and the growing and all of these different things, because I love to give. I feel like I'm a better human when I'm able to give to others. And so on that level, I've done the Thanksgiving dinners and the gifts for Christmas and the toys for tots and the time and energy. And I've done those things, but I would love to, I've always said, I've written down, or do manifest or like journal.
Manifest, journal, meditate, all the things.
I do it too. And one of the things I've always seen, I used to say I was going to give away 12 because once a month I was going to give away 12 Mercedes-Benz C250s. And I was going to have people write in to qualify. And then I was like, well, maybe instead I should get them a Prius because gas is cheaper, maintenance is cheaper, taxes are cheaper, and not taxes, insurance is cheaper. And also, if these people can't afford to get a car, I should be mindful of also, like, what is the neighborhood like? Are they going to be the one person with the Mercedes that no one else has, or their car might be vandalized, or whatever it could possibly be? I don't even really know. But I've always been in a space of, like, when I get to, like, that's such a big goal to give away a car a month, maybe not so much with a Prius, but I can't wait to be able to do things like that. I'm gonna be sending you my story. I'm gonna be like, look, Greg, so let me tell you this story, and one day maybe you'll be able to tell my story.
I would love to, and I like that you bring that up, because when I tell these stories, people always chime in and say, I can't wait to do that. I want to do that. But what I like about what you're saying is you're still giving along the way. You're not waiting until a certain point. Because when people say that, and I say, look, you may not have the resources that Shaq has, but you can still give.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be monetarily. You can give your time, your
Yes.
energy, buy
Yes.
someone's coffee, hold the door for someone, give a compliment. You start giving now.
Yes.
Because if you're a giver, if you don't give now, if you have $1 million, you're still not going to be a giver.
They'll be waiting until that point forever.
Yeah. And so people say, you know what? I heard your story and I did X for this person.
Yeah.
Or I did this for this person.
Yes.
So that's the goal with my content.
I love it.
Start giving now.
I love it because, you know, it's giving. We're givers.
It's-
That's
exactly.
really where this came from. Like, giving is a lifestyle, you know. And to tell you a story, I remember there being a woman in my experience, and this is when I really first started to like actually see real profits in my business.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, okay, and I was sending money to my parents and I was doing the this and I was doing the that, but I was getting to a space of where I could bless strangers. And so even now, every year I go stand behind big families. Usually it's a mom and several kids, and for school supplies. And I say, can I please buy your school supplies? And I do it for however many families every year. And I've never been told no. But I think maybe one day someone might be like, no, I've got it. And it's like, okay, great. But anyway, I needed a birthday card. And this actually kind of blew my mind. I needed a birthday card because I was going to an event. I was still living in Los Angeles, and I went into a Walmart to get this card because it was the closest place that I could get a card from. And there's a lady in front of me who looks like it's holiday season, and it looks like she's about to make a Thanksgiving dinner, but everything is canned. So it's like canned green beans, canned sweet potatoes, nothing really fresh, right? And the bill, honestly, I think it was $150. It really wasn't about the money. But when she tried to pay, her card didn't work. And I'm like, I have a card and I'm honestly in a rush and I need to get to the event that I'm going to. And this lady's card isn't working. And so the cashier was like, you know what? You gotta, you just, you know, go figure it out. I gotta take these next people behind you. And I was like, no, it's okay. Like, let her do her thing. She had to make a phone call. It's fine. And then I was like, you know what? Can I buy your groceries? And the lady was like, yeah. And she said, really? And the cashier was like, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, how you gonna block her blessing? You know what I mean? Like, let her be great. She's like, you really don't have to do that. I want to be able to do this. You know, I want to be able to bless. And when I tell you this woman, you know, looked like she probably didn't get a chance to shower recently. She wasn't very well groomed whatsoever. And when I tell you that lady, I could still see her face. That lady hugged me and cried in my arms. Because you never know. I'm such an emotional person. Sorry. See, now I need Q-tips. You never know the level of blessing. And even though it was only $150 for me, I remember when $150 in my life was everything, you know? And so I think that it is important to get into the space and for you to tell these stories so that people know that it makes a difference. What do you think is the biggest story you've ever heard or experienced where you're like, wow, that was so impactful in these people's lives?
Man, let me think for a second. Like I said, there's so many. Because I think, like I said, sometimes it's about the money, but other times it's about the fact that someone that you don't know cares that much about you in your situation to uplift you and to pour into your life. And like you said, $150 is, on a grand scale of things, not a ton, but that meant everything to that person. So I love that story. But something that was the most impactful, I'll tell you what. There's a guy from Toledo, Ohio, a businessman. And he goes back to this high school there, and they hold this big assembly where he's going to speak in front of the students. They have no idea what he's about to say to them. They just are told to meet in the gymnasium. So they get in there, the guy starts speaking. At the end of his speech, he says, one of the most important things that I can do for the community is help with education. So every single senior that was in that building, he said, your 4 years of college are on me. So he pays for college or trade or technical school for every single senior in that building. So everyone's jumping up and down, crying, and they're just, because in Toledo, it's a very underprivileged area that this high school is in. And he says, but you know what? I don't want you to do this by yourself. You need a buddy. I'm also going to pay for one parent to go to school, because the majority of the kids, they're the first to attend college. So he paid for not only the students, but a parent to attend a trade school or a 4-year university as well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now,
Was it Robert Smith?
It wasn't. I can't remember the guy's name. I know. I tell the story all the time, and the name is slipping my.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and he's not even worth. Well, he's worth. I think he's worth maybe 12 or 13 million, but he's spending a lot considering what he's worth. On this. Program.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about real impact, real change, affecting entire communities.
Yes.
And
that is generational shift in those family households.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's probably the most impactful story that I've told or that's come across my path.
I love that, because there's such a difference between having money and being generous.
Oh, absolutely.
And even inside of the dating realm, right? I oftentimes I'll call out modern day entitled women. Modern day being the mindset of a modern day woman, not the actual time in which modern is modern. And I think that a lot of women think that if they date a rich man, that means they're rich too. Or they think that, this man has a Rolls Royce, now they have a Rolls Royce too. No, you get to take a selfie, you slide your head to the left or the right so you can see the double R in the back, and that's about as far as it's going to go for most of these women, right? Because you went on a date, or maybe you go on several dates, but it usually lasts about 3 to 6 months. And I think that there's a difference between a man that makes $1 million a year and is willing to provide and value you and take weight off of your shoulders when he values you, not off the jump, versus a man that might make $10 million and is like, I barely even want to feed you. Or even let's take it to a smaller scale. Let's say you have the person that makes $100,000 versus the person that makes $70,000. There could be a complete difference inside of the way of the generosity of that person. What do you think is the most generous story that you have?
The most generous story. So it's probably a Shaq story. I'm trying to think
of course.
Yeah. There was a family that was struggling financially, and Shaq got wind of it. And they have a bunch of kids, and they had a vehicle that was just unreliable. So Shaq reaches out on social media and invites the family to dinner, and they had no idea. He paid for the dinner. While they're at the restaurant, there was another group that noticed Shaq, and it said, "Oh, can we get autographs, etc." It was a group of maybe 20 people. He picked up their dinner just along the way, just being Shaq, doing Shaq things.
Yeah.
So anyway, when they leave the restaurant, they go straight to the Mercedes dealership, and he buys them a brand new Mercedes Sprinter. And they get there, and they're just overjoyed. And then so the dad of the family, he is driving a pickup truck that, again, is unreliable, but this is how he gets to and from work. He says, "Oh, really?" As soon as they leave there, they go to the Ford dealership. He buys the dad a brand new pickup.
Wow.
Just because he's Shaq.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like I said, I could literally do a whole channel on Shaq and his generosity.
Wow.
But
have you ever met him in real life?
Never. I would love to.
Dang.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets one of these stories that I tell him. And
I'm going to tag him. Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq. Sir, this man knows all your stories.
Shaq, man, holler at me.
For real. Wow. Wow. And it's such a beautiful thing just to have a heart like that. So do you feel like knowing all these stories have shifted the way that you show up in life, period?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think giving is one of the most selfish things that you can do, to be honest. Because there's no time. I don't feel any better than when I'm giving, helping someone. And so when I see these stories, consciously or subconsciously, it definitely seeps in. And that's why I started making this type of content. Because we spend so much time on social media. 99% of it is so toxic.
Oh my gosh.
It's so toxic. You put your phone down, you never feel better after scrolling. You always feel worse. And that affects people. And you got people running around either in fight or flight. or full of anxiety,
Yep.
or depressed because they're constantly comparing themselves to other people.
We just talked about this. Sheesh.
So when I was on social media, I'm thinking, man, there's such a lack of positive content, and even when I go to search for it, I can't find it. So I said, why don't I just create it? And people go to the gym, they watch what they eat, but they don't monitor what they ingest mentally and spiritually. So I created a platform to kind of be a helpful store for your mind and for your spirit. And then people, like I said, people have sent me so many messages saying, because of this video, I did this, or because of your videos, it gives me a reason to still have hope in humanity, and it gives me a reason to continue on with hope in my life. And so it just makes me want to pour even more into that. And then it definitely affects how I show up in my day-to-day life as well. Absolutely.
And I think too that a lot of these stories, everybody's not famous. It's just your everyday person. And so I love that you said humanity, because I personally think that humanity is taking a turn for the worst. I think we are a very transactional society. I think that values have completely eroded. I think that morals have completely eroded. I think everything is about what it looks like instead of what it is. And I think that if that is the mindset, which has been happening over the last 50 years, right? We've been getting here very slowly. But I think it has been a part of the agenda for us to get here, especially in our community, that I feel like, I just feel like these little bits of wholesomeness, these little bits of good and beautiful make it like, we need more of this. We need so much more. We need so much more.
I agree.
So I am grateful for you, because it's like
you.
the most necessary thing on the planet.
Thank you.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you.
What's up, guys? Sarah Fontenot here. I just had to pause this episode really quick to let you know, if you have not yet, click the link below for our ebook, okay? How to Become a More Feminine Woman. People ask me these things. These are actionable 10 quick steps, intro to femininity, with a video that goes over some things in even more detail. So that's for you. Make sure to click that link below and get your ebook on how to increase your femininity. 10 really simple steps. Love you guys. Now let's get back to it. Where do you think, being a man that's been married for you've been with your wife for 14 years. And I have two questions. Don't answer for yourself, answer for men in general. It's been said that all men cheat. Do you feel like all men cheat?
I think a good amount of them cheat.
Yeah, I do
for sure.
Too.
Yeah.
I do too. Most men with options. Do you think all men with options cheat?
I don't think all, but a majority probably.
Majority?
Yeah.
What do you think makes a man stay faithful?
I think a certain level of self-control, physically and mentally. I think a certain level of integrity. And I don't think that, in most of the cases, I don't really think it's something that a woman can do to prevent this from happening.
I agree with you.
Because unfortunately, the way that men are designed biologically, if you look at the structure of marriage, we wouldn't even have, the earth wouldn't be populated if men, but we no longer, men are operating on such archaic software. We don't really need to operate like that, but we haven't got the update yet. So physically, we're still hunters and gatherers and populate the earth. So a lot of times it doesn't even have anything to do with the female. And like you said, men with options. It's easy for a guy who doesn't have a ton of options
to be faithful.
To be faithful. It's so easy.
So easy.
I don't even respect. I mean, I respect. No, I take that back. No, let me get.
I don't. It's not as hard.
It's not as hard, but anyone who stays faithful, I respect it. But I don't really. That doesn't hold the same weight who's someone who maybe is attractive or has financial resources. That you got options.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's tough for guys.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think it is tough, and I say this all the time. Like, I feel like the only thing that's going to stop a man from cheating is himself.
Absolutely.
We cannot control people, and I feel like the best bet that a woman has is choosing a man that has self-control, that isn't impulsive, that is disciplined. Because if he's not those things, it's almost a guarantee. And then most importantly, I think God, because God is the integrity point for me. It's the barometer in which all things are measured. Like, even for me, I could, if enough access, I think all of us will cheat. I think all of us are cheaters. I'm not, and look, this is highly developed, international, world speaking, self-regulated. Me, if I put myself into temptation long enough, I will falter. And I think that's really where cheating comes in. Men put themselves into temptation. Women were like a slow burn, but men, it's like, oh, this is easy,
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I crazy?
No, I think that there are certain times where you can set yourself up for failure. Put yourself in situations or environments that, yeah, all it takes is one little nudge, and then now you're there. But if you just totally avoid that environment, then, I mean, I look at having friends of the opposite sex
Is that
in the
allowed?
same way. It's not a matter of allow.
But in your marriage, do you have friends of the opposite sex?
I do not,
Does
and
your wife?
my wife doesn't.
I get it. I'm marrying my friend.
Yeah, I think your partner should be, if not one of the best, but your best friend.
He's my best friend.
I think that's how it should be.
I'm telling you, this man knows things about me no man I've dated knows. Like, busted down, raggedy, tired, sick, not high vibrational. I have an attitude. This man has known me for real, for real.
Yeah, I don't think that, and I'm probably gonna get some flack for this,
Go
but
ahead.
I don't think that there is an attractive woman that has true
Guy
platonic guy friends. And when I say that, I mean on the guy's end. The woman may see them as a friend, but at any moment, if she were to open that door, they're walking right through it,
They're
which means it's
going.
not platonic. Because you've thought about it.
Okay,
at some
so
point.
this is the thing. I think there are exceptions.
Okay.
I do think there are exceptions, but oftentimes I don't speak to the exceptions to the rule. I agree with you. I think that men will play their role and they will wait and wait and wait until that perfect moment when they're snipers. Men are snipers. They are conquerors. They are here to win, and I think that a man will be patient. Now, I think that my fiance says, oh, I kept you in my back pocket. And I'm like, I kind of kept you in my back pocket too. This is why we shouldn't have friends of the opposite sex. Now, I will say, I do agree with you. It's all an attraction thing. I've always had an attraction or chemistry with this person. I was just on GP. I couldn't because I was too outside, or he was too outside. I was not outside. I was getting to know too many people. He thought he was dealing with too many people. So it was kind of like, no, you could be my friend. And I don't care about no chemistry. You could kick a rock with no shoe on. And I'm being dramatic, but you know what I mean. Like, if a man isn't ready to settle down, I can't convince him to. I can't inspire a man to do anything that he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
Maybe I can temporarily, but he's not going to fully commit to that. And I feel like, do you feel like women try to force men to fully commit to things men may not be ready to do?
100%. Yeah, I think that happens all the time, and it never works out.
It never works.
That's the day they'll play a role.
Yeah.
They'll have a facade.
Yeah.
But deep down, if they don't want anything to do with it, it's gonna fall apart
Yeah.
eventually.
What do you think men want to get married still? Do you think marriage is valuable?
I think there are a lot of men that do want to get married,
Okay.
but I think the question is, do men with options want to get married? Do men who are financially successful want to get married? I think that's the real question. And I think a lot of times they view it as more of a business transaction. And they view it as, now, again, they're already successful, and now they're in the dating or trying to find a partner. When you grow together, I think that's a whole different story. But if you're already in it for me, or because honestly, I tell my wife this all the time. I say, if in another lifetime I was rich and successful and I had to find somebody, I think I would play a character of someone who didn't have much, and just honestly not even put my wealth out there.
That's smart.
To see if I could get a real connection.
Yeah.
With someone, because if you meet someone who in there they got the bag, it's hard not to factor that into to your attraction.
It's a factor.
It's a factor.
Well, and we as women naturally feel safer when you have monetary provision, as well as other provision. Like, we're not just saying money is enough, but money is important, you know, especially if one of the reasons why, you know, people get mad at me all the time and they're like, oh, I said I could not be with a man that is committed to $70,000 a year for the rest of our life. That's just my truth.
Committed.
Committed to.
I
If he
like
could
that.
grow,
Yeah.
oh, I can help him
Yeah.
grow. Growing is easy.
Yeah.
Money is the easiest thing. So I'm not affected by where you're at per se. I'm affected by this is all you want.
The goal.
Yeah, and if that's all you want, that's okay. You do you, and someone else wants that too. But the way my heart is, I can't give away a car a month at $70,000 a year. You know, I'm struggling to buy my own car, and Lord forbid I want to be a stay-at-home mom. You know, if my income were no longer factored in, can we at least remain at a lifestyle? You know, and so for me, I'm unapologetic in it, but I think that it also has a lot to do with proximity. I think that men that get really upset about monetary success because they feel so judged by it, but it's the same way how a woman is judged by her beauty. And we could judge till we're arguing. We could argue till we're blue in the face. The truth is, those are, for most, the measuring stick. For men want an aesthetic. They want a beautiful woman. For women want safety and security, and that involves monetary provision.
Yeah.
If we know that, do better. But why do you think men are so sensitive about incomes? And why can't they choose a woman that's okay with that income? Why do they need to make themselves feel inferior by choosing a woman that doesn't want that lifestyle?
I think
It's a loaded question. Sorry.
No, it's an amazing question. I think women don't understand how difficult it is to be a man in a society where a lot of their value is based on how much money they make.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think men are sensitive because of their own thoughts about their value. When people react to things, it's never really what you say. It's always you're just poking something that's already in them that they feel about themselves. And that's where the reaction comes from. Because if someone's doing their thing and you say something about finances, it doesn't bother them at all. But if someone's worried about their own value or self-worth or potential or ability to get to a financial level and you say something about it, now you've triggered their own insecurities. It's always an inside job. And I think that's why you have those reactions.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because if someone were to tell me, you're 70 pounds overweight, or you're not symmetrical, or you're broke, I'd be like, and it literally would just go off my back. So a lot of these men that are very passionate about that are probably those people that are stuck there and don't want to be.
Exactly.
Because that's the difference. I feel like there are so many great men that make $70,000 a year that will be incredible husbands to women that want that lifestyle. And I feel like somehow men are making it seem like, oh, you said because I make 70,000, I'm not going to be a good husband. No one is saying that. It's just what is cohesive.
Yeah.
Do you think it's wrong for me to choose that?
I don't.
You think it's wrong for women to choose that?
I don't.
Do you think it's wrong that women are hypergamius, meaning they date up or at their level or higher?
I don't, because like you said, there are plenty of women who are okay with 70 and will be perfectly happy and content. And to be honest, the guy that makes 70, from a time and energy standpoint, he's going to be a better husband.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be there.
And have more time for
They
the
have
kids,
way more time for the kids, for you, for the household. The guy who's got the bag, something's got to give.
Yeah, it's true.
Something has to give. There's only so much time and energy and bandwidth that someone has.
I agree.
So no, I don't think it's a problem at all to have those standards. The same way, I don't think it's a problem for a man to have a standard of physical beauty or how you keep up with yourself.
Do you feel like most men have a standard of physical beauty? Because a little while ago, Paul Pierce said men date a 5 or a 6. get you a 5 or a 6 because they gonna love you better?
I think men have a standard for sure.
Okay.
I think if a man dates below his standard, I think a lot of times there may be some insecurity there. But I think a secure man is gonna go for exactly what he wants to wake up to every single morning.
It's fair.
100%.
That's very fair.
100%.
Do you feel like a man would respect a woman that he's not attracted to?
Will respect a woman. Yeah, I think so.
Like that
Yeah.
he's dating?
Oh, that he's date.
Like, would he choose a woman that he's not attracted to? Would he
No,
respect her?
No, I don't think so. I think, and you can, I can't, I'm not a woman, but you can tell me. I think women can do that because I feel like women, the attraction isn't always 100% physical.
It's
Correct
not-
me if I'm wrong.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I got lucky, but I didn't.
Okay.
I don't. In my past, like my sister used to say, all your exes are ugly. And I used to say, this is terrible, but charges in my head, not my heart. The truth is, I used to say I don't date men above a 7. Like attractive looking, because I don't want to deal with their entitlement. I don't want to deal with their BS. I didn't want to deal with it. I felt like they were better people when they are less attractive.
Yeah, and I think men is different because they always say men are attracted to what they see, women
Yeah.
are attracted to what they hear.
Yeah.
So if a man is not attracted to a woman, I'm not going to say he isn't going to respect her, but I definitely think there's going to be gaps in how they connect.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what advice would you give to women as a man that if they want a high value, high earning, masculine man, what should they do?
I think that...
And you're married. So this is you chose one and you married her and you've been with her for 14 years. Okay.
I think the best thing that you can do is develop yourself so much, not based off trying to find a partner. You want to be at 100%. And if you're at 100% and you have a vision for yourself, I think that will align. But if you skip out on working for yourself and you're just trying to find this man, you may find one of those men, but I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think that you're going to have that connection, that friendship, because you're coming from a place of lack and not fulfillment and satisfaction. If you come to a situation with and men can sense that. When a woman's satisfied, she's at peace, she's not looking, she's not thirsty, because men do not like a thirsty woman.
Do men like promiscuous? I say it all the time. If you ran through, no high value, high earning masculine man's going to choose you to wife. He'll choose you for the night, maybe 3 to 6 months, but he ain't going to keep you. Do you feel like men would choose high value, high earning masculine men would choose promiscuous women?
I don't think it's a blanket yes or no. I think some will. and
Outside
some
of the
won't.
industry.
Outside of the industry, okay, that's a good caveat. Outside of the industry, probably not. Probably not, to be honest.
I agree with you.
Outside of the industry, probably not.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think men are, especially high value, high earning men, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but they're possessive. They like a woman to be theirs, and they want to know that it is special. It's not just given out there willy nilly. And so I think men there's more of a pride and possession type of thing.
Do you have a really good story about marriage?
A good story about marriage.
What's your favorite story to tell? What's your favorite relationship story to tell?
So I have a really good one.
Okay, ready.
So again, kind of talking about how I don't believe in accidents or coincidences. So there's a lady named Kasey. She's from St. Louis. She travels to Denver on a business trip. While she's there and she lands, gets to her hotel, and she's supposed to connect with some of her coworkers. So they're supposed to go to some event. She's texting like crazy and she can't get a hold of anybody. She's frustrated. The last employee or a coworker that she texts, she gets a reply back from the number saying, "I'm sorry, you have the wrong number." So now she's over it. And the person texts back again and says, "But if I wasn't working, I would love to hang out, LOL." Just joking, because he could tell that she's kind of frustrated. So at this point, she's in Denver all alone, can't get a hold of her coworkers. So she starts going back and forth with this person.
Oh.
Has no idea who the person is, what they look like, if they're male or female, has no clue. So they start talking and finds out the person lives in St. Louis, where she's from.
Oh.
So she's there for 3 days. They text back and forth the whole 3 days.
Wow.
It's a guy named Henry. After these 3 days, she feels a connection. She says, why don't we get coffee when I get back to St. Louis? Come back to St. Louis. They get coffee. During that coffee date, they both find out that they really like this underground band, a local band nobody really knows about, but they love them. Kasey says, I actually have tickets to go see them next week. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to go because my friends backed out. Henry says, you know what? I have tickets to that concert as well. And my friends backed out and I was trying to sell my tickets. So their second date, they end up going to this concert that they both love. And from there, fell in love, got engaged, and now they're married.
What? All because of a
phone number, a text that it was one of her coworkers' numbers, but he got a new number. And the recipient of that number was this guy named Henry.
That is only God. That is only God. That is only God.
It's no accident.
Dang.
That's no accident. That's no coincidence.
Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest lesson a woman that desires to be a wife needs to learn? Not just get married, because there's a difference between getting married and being a wife.
Being a wife, I think it's a true partnership, a friendship. Like I said, that should be whoever you live with and sleep with every night should be your best friend, and that is also how you communicate with them, but also how you communicate about your relationship or your marriage outside of your house. Because I feel like it's a toxic trait for if you get into an argument with your partner and all of a sudden you tell everyone else while you're upset, but then when you mend things, that's the only thing that those people are going to remember. And I think it's hard for certain people because, and me and my wife talk about this all the time, we'll have her friends, they'll just call girl and just going at it. I'm thinking as soon as they get back together, and now everyone knows their business, and that's all they remember. So I think even as mad as you are, confiding, I don't care who it is, family, friends, keep that within. A therapist, somebody objective that is not tied to your life at all. I think that's a key factor. Otherwise, I think it turns into a cancer in the relationship.
I can agree with that. Now, I will say my therapist is my mother.
Okay.
She's not my actual therapist, but she is non-biased. And if I am full of it, she will tell me. Like, she will be like, no, you're the drama. And honestly, sometimes I hate it. I feel like she always defends my partner first and then will tell me, maybe you could have tried it this way. Maybe you should try it that way. Maybe try whatever. And then always ends with reminding me, and this is how she's been my whole life, in every relationship I've ever been in. She's kind of been like my wise counsel that I go to. She tries to always remind me of like, what is the goal? What do you want to come out of this? And it's funny because now I do that with my girlfriends. When they ask me, should I say this? My first question is, well, what do you want? Like, what do you want the outcome of this to be? Because if you want to fight, then say what you were about to say. But if you want to mend and repair, that's not going to work, And so when again, it comes back to alignment with what is the end goal? What are we committed to? What are we doing? And when we know that answer, I feel like we just move and shake differently, 10,000% differently.
So I think it's a blessing to have a mother like that. That's amazing. But think about it like this. Not every friend or every person you reach out and confide in is at where they want to be in life. Say you have a friend, maybe she's a little bit overweight, maybe she's struggling financially, maybe she's in a relationship that she hates. Do you think she's going to give you that type of
Hell
feedback?
no. There's one. Let me tell you the truth. I have, even now, inside of my core group of friends, not now, in the past, where I would be audibly telling her, like confiding, because I have a soul sister goddess tribe. There are 8 people in my life that I would take a bullet for. Not all of them I would die for. Some of them are only a straight through.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna push you out the way. I ain't dying for all of y'all, but I will take a bullet. You know,
Okay.
and my mom and my sister are inside of that group as well. My sister Lauren. So anyway, these people used to be like my whole like little council, and it was from learning through different experiences. Obviously not everyone, but there's a person in that group, you know who you are, where whenever I would say I'm frustrated, or you know, I don't understand how this person doesn't understand, and I would say like, is it me, am I the drama? This person would always say, there's like, you know, you don't have to be committed to this person. You don't have to you know, the time, or you don't have to choose this person. Like, let them prove to you X, Y, Z. And in my mind, I'm like, this is why y'all are single. This is why y'all don't never stick in nothing. Because the second that you get upset, the first answer is, now this person has to prove to me while we're together. Or the answer is, I don't really have to choose this person. And if I weren't a critical thinker enough myself, then that's what I'm listening to. So now I'm going back to my man, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have to deal with you or what you talking with. I could do better anyway. I don't have to choose you. You should be proving to me. And now that's that entitlement or that ego that is destroying our union. So I had to learn that I first of all, I said, don't ever talk about exiting is not an answer for me. If I come to you, I don't want to hear about an exit because it's not on the freaking table. Just tell me if I'm the drama or not. And now I don't confide as much anymore because it's just like, you know, I've learned that if I want to get more frustrated, because now I'm defending me and him, you know, and I don't want to defend our union. I'm just frustrated in this moment. But I have learned that a lot of the time, and oftentimes it's with my mother and my sister, because my mom and dad have been together my whole life, and my sister has been with her man for 23 years, and they have a very interesting story. So they're stories that I want, you know, and I get all the bite off with them when I'm angry because I'm human too. And there are times where whoever you're with, whether it's your husband, your fiance, or your boyfriend in our lives, or girlfriend in our lives, where our partner is going to frustrate us.
Absolutely.
And if you don't take that bite off, that's what they get. So I oftentimes will so what I'm saying is, go to that person that you trust, that is not jaded, that is not envious, that is not jealous, that can give you wise counsel for you to really get more regulated or wise about the situation, and then have the conversation. And sometimes the conversation isn't even necessary after that.
No, it's not.
Sometimes it's like, dang, I'm really just in my feelings. And I'm a woman, so what do you expect? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think that's because whenever people come to me with the relationship advice, there's 3 things that I put on the table, or that I'll ask them. What is your goal in coming to me? Do you want advice? Do you want comfort? Or do you just want me to listen? Because sometimes all you need is an ear. You start saying stuff out loud. You feel better. And then it's all good. I don't need to say anything.
Yep.
And I feel like I said, confiding outside the relationship, I think is toxic. But I think that if people who are that person that people come to, if they could adopt more of that, instead of instantly trying to fix, trying to advise, you know, just let it dissipate.
Yeah.
A lot of times it does it on its own.
Right. Most of the time.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, you know, I feel like we as women, things come up much more for us than for men. We just be like, what is happening? Like, and then we get into this whirlwind if we allow it. And so we've gotta, you know, unravel, get back to baseline, and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about couples counseling or therapy?
I think it's great.
Okay.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think that even so in my situation, right? I think that it's beautiful because it's an opportunity to see something from a different vantage point. Oftentimes, things hurt a little bit more when it's your partner saying it. But if there's another person that's saying it for you to see, sometimes it's just easier to hear it from another person. And if you're emotionally mature, I think it's an opportunity to learn your partner in a different way. Because I think for me, at the base of everything, couples counseling is a beautiful opportunity for couples to realize in their relationship that sometimes your partner is just being who they are, and that upset you. But that doesn't mean that they were malicious. That doesn't mean that they are being intentional about trying to hurt you. It does. So if you always remember the come from of your partner, which is I love you. The root of everything is I love you. Even when I don't like you, I still love you. You know, even when I don't like you, our toes can touch at night, you know, because we don't want to create too much space. I think that it's really a beautiful opportunity to be reinforced inside of like, oh, this person really loves me. They really value me. They just said it in a way that didn't make sense to me. And because I have my own stuff that I get to work through, you've triggered me, and it's a new awareness for me, which is why I think relationships make you better people, because they trigger ugly new ways that hurt that now you either mend or you react.
Yeah.
And you get to choose. You evolve or you repeat, you know, and I'm more interested in evolution. So for me personally, I think couples counseling is beautiful. I think therapy is great. I've been in therapy, like been since, you know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. You touched on something that I want to expound on.
Yeah.
You said intention.
Yeah.
And I was listening to the psychologist speak the other day, and she was saying how we judge others by their actions, but we judge ourselves by our intention. So for example, say if you miss someone's birthday and you're like, you know what, I'm crazy busy. They know I love them. I just forgot, I slipped my mind. But if someone misses your birthday, they don't love me. They don't care about me. They don't love this relationship.
Right.
I can't believe they did this to me.
Right.
If you snap on someone, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'm busy at work. I just got a lot on me right now. But if someone else snaps on you, they have anger issues.
Yep.
And I think that is so key in relationships. It's all about the intention and always assuming the best of your partner.
Yes.
Always assuming the best instead of assuming the worst.
Yes. But most people assume the worst.
They do.
Most people.
They do. Yeah.
And most people don't give the benefit of the doubt.
No, it's the ego.
Yeah. The ego is a crazy thing.
It is.
It's a crazy, and in both sexes, right? Like in men and in
Absolutely.
women, the ego is and it is fragile. And this is another thing too for the ladies. You have to protect your man's ego. Why do you think that's so important?
I think because the ego is so fragile, and I think men are led with their ego more so than women.
For sure.
More so than women. I think the ego does all the steering and guiding. Now, that's a bad thing if the ego goes unchecked.
Yeah.
Because the ego is necessary.
I agree.
It's a survival mechanism. But when you let that ego voice just dominate how you are navigating out here in life, I think it's definitely something that the partner has to help protect, like you said, help keep in check, and there needs to be some reassurance. And I think that when a man's ego gets out of control, if his partner is his safe space, it kind of brings him back. But if the partner's antagonizing, and then again, that's just a mixture for an explosion. So yeah, how you handle that as a partner on both sides is very important.
It
in my
matters.
opinion. Yeah.
Do you have single friends?
Oh yeah. Do
Do you have more single friends than married friends? Or like equal?
Probably equal.
What are your single friends saying about the dating pool today?
They said it's a complete, I don't want to use profanity, but
It's okay, we'll bleep it.
Okay, a complete show.
Okay.
And I don't envy them at all.
Yeah.
From all the apps that they're on, all the events they're attending, trying to find someone. When they do find someone, shortly after they find out they're crazy.
Dang.
And yeah, this is a good friend of mine who always talks about the dating scene, and I say all the time, man, I don't envy you.
Yeah, it's a different
At
world.
all.
Social
Yeah.
media, the dating apps. My sister says that all the time. Like, man, I'm glad I was out the game. She got out the game when she was 18.
Been out the game.
Been out the game.
Wow.
Literally been out the game. They got together. They broke up for like 5 years, got back together. It's been 23.
Okay.
So I'm like,
Okay.
look, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. They had a son, and then they broke up. As soon as they got back together, they got pregnant again. So now their sons are 11 years apart.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
And I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Y'all said, let's start all over. That's wild.
That is wild. But I think that, again, the single life, I think that the best thing you can do is work on yourself. Because if you haven't developed to a certain point, you're not going to attract who you want to be with anyway.
I agree. I don't think you should date if you're wounded.
Absolutely
and
not.
traumatized
Absolutely
and hurting
not.
and sad.
Absolutely not.
Because you attract on that level. Ain't no healed person gonna date a wounded, traumatized, reactive person. It's never, because you don't have to. There's too many healed people out here to be dealing with somebody that's super toxic.
They won't even look your way.
No.
Because energy
Maybe
knows
for the
energy.
night.
Maybe for the night.
But
You're
even
right.
still,
You're right.
even still, you start opening your mouth a little bit more. You start being reactive because they didn't respond fast enough. You start, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you see people in the same situation over and over and over, and there's a common denominator there, and it's not the other person.
It's that person in the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, pause. I know you're enjoying this episode. I'll be super quick, okay? When you are on the go and you want to look cute, baby, we got merch now, okay? So if your hair is a little tussled, turned, the edge control ain't edge controlling, go ahead and get you a cute little It's Giving hat. Or if you're thirsty, feeling parched, and you want your drink to stay cold all day, there was nothing in this cup. But you know what? It will keep my beverages cold. So if this is for you guys, we got hoodies, we got all the things. Make sure to check out the store below and get what you love. Let me tell you, it is quality over here, baby. Let's get it. Back to the show. Oh my gosh, Greg, we are out of time. We gotta have a part 2. This was literally amazing. We got stories, we got truth, and I just appreciate you being so candid and honest, because there's a lot of men that I feel like don't have the opportunity to just be honest, most times because us as women, we get offended very easily. And I'm finding, I'm very direct and I agree with everything that you said. But women don't want to hear it. And sometimes you just need a man to say it. Now, the only thing I do say is, yes, work on yourself, but also do the best with your genetic potential. Those are
100%.
those are top 2 for me. But
100%.
yeah, thank you so much for coming on this show. I'm definitely going to put your links to your clothing line and all the different things that you have going on. And I'm just grateful that you came today. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This was a super dope experience.
Yay.
I enjoyed myself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if you guys have made it this far, please hit that button below. Get subscribed. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. And if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Okay? Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you. But you got to do something about it. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Sarah Fontenot, host of the It's Giving podcast, and I have some goodies for you today. Now, you already know about our How to Be More Feminine, a high-value feminine woman ebook. Well, we're taking it up a couple notches. We've got our ebook that's an ultimate self-love guide, and now we have our Boundaries Bible. This is the perfect trio on how to step into and be your best self. And also for the men, it's good for you too, okay? Sometimes our self-esteem, our low self-esteem, our low self-worth is blocking us from our blessing. And your blessing could be your future spouse, okay? So make sure to check out MsSarahFontenot.com if this sounds interesting to you. Love you guys. Sending love and light.